Hello, travel partners. It's Renee Didier. Dean Renee is back with you today, and Vicki and I are so excited. You know, today's a big day. It's an important day, and we have a ton to share with you. Now, as we begin the Coffee Talks for 2022, I just want to remind you of a couple things before we get started. First of all, you know, be sure that you're listening over your computer. Typically, that's the best way to get the best audio. And also, we like to have entertainment at the very end of our shows. So you want to be listening over your computer. Now, secondly, let me just remind you that we always encourage questions. Now, all of you know we can't get to all of them in 1 hour, but we still want you to ask them, put them into the Q&A box, and our strategic account managers and our business development specialists, they will respond. And that's our promise to you. We've done it for 2 years, and we're going to continue to get back to you with answers. So with that, I'm going to give it over to Vicki Freed. Vicki, hi, I missed you.
I missed you too, Dean Renee, and I missed our valued travel advisors. I really did enjoy the break over the holidays, but I'm glad we're back, and we're going to stay back doing these coffee chats with all of you. And Dean Renee, I'm just really happy to talk to you again. But today, as you mentioned, we have an exciting show because we have our brand new Royal Caribbean President and CEO of Royal Caribbean Group, Jason Liberty, joining us. And I can't think of a better way than to open up our first show of 2022 than with the insight from Royal Caribbean's newest leader. Now, we also have another favorite guest of ours on, and that is Charlie Sylvia. And he's from CLIA. You all know Charlie, and he's going to just spend a moment or two talking about the recent announcement that came out during the holidays. And then, of course, what show would be complete without our very own Nick Weir? And Nick is jumping in at the end of the show. He has brought fantastic entertainment with him. And I'm not going to spoil it, but I think you want to hang in there until the very end.
I might jump in during the show as well. You never know.
You know, I can't control him. He's still trying to make this the Nick instead of the Vic show. But all right, Nick, we did have a lot of fun with our Christmas gift giveaway. And that was the last time we were all together. And I have to say, the comments from the travel partners, you guys said you laughed for a whole hour when we had Michael Bailey, Nick Weir, and myself giving away a lot of stuff, all with the support at that point with our CFO, which was Jason Liberty, but more to come on that. Okay, so some travel partners said, well, Vicki, you always go cruising over the holidays, so did you go on a cruise? And I have to tell you, it was the first holiday season that we didn't take our entire family on a cruise, but I want to show you a picture, and this was how I spent my holiday time with my new grandson, Otto, and 9 other members of my family staying at my home for 15 days. And I love my family, but 15 days with 10 people in the home and COVID tests every other day, it was a little bit tough, but we managed. We had a great time. But I have to tell you, travel partners, next year I am on a cruise because I don't want to do one more dish for all those people. I don't want to cook. And I certainly need my own Royal Genie. Now, my husband says he's my Royal Genie, but he hasn't gone through the training that our Royal Genies have. And so he's not really up to par yet. He's a great husband, but he's not a Royal Genie. And Renee, what did you do over the holidays?
Well, you know, it was a lot of fun. This is my whole family. You will see them. I've got a lot of siblings and their kids and my great nieces and nephews. We got together for the first time in a couple of years. And, you know, our family's grown. So we went to my brother's, and he lives in the country, and we had our fun Christmas party in his barn. You know, I'm a small town girl, so this was perfect. We had games, and we played cards, and we just had a blast in his barn. And there's my sister on the right. You know, she sang on your Coffee Talk, Vicki, before, and she's always doing the harmony part. So there she is, and there's me at my house, and we just had a great time. So that was my Christmas, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, maybe next year you'll bring your family, and I'll bring my family, and we'll all go cruising, maybe even on the brand new Wonder of the Seas.
There you go. There you go.
All right, so travel partners, happy 2022. Now, some of you, like all of us, have said this year did not start out exactly how we wanted it to, but it's going to be a great year. I know that. I feel it. I see it. And so I want you to all stay very positive. So I have two quotes for today. I know we're giving you more than you've asked for. We always have done just one. So here's my first quote. May all your troubles last as long as your New Year's resolutions. I did have to put that one in there. I thought that was very clever. Okay, but my real quote of the week is, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn how to surf. And I think all of us in our industry have become exceptional surfers over the past 2 years. And together we will get through this challenge. And all of us will need fantastic vacations, and we'll need to make sure that our clients and our valued guests get delivered the most amazing vacation. So keep surfing. We're going to get through this. No waves last forever. And we'll be back to a true wave season in just a short time. And with that, I do want to introduce Charlie Sylvia, who's going to spend a moment talking about the one gift that we all received during the holidays that we wish we hadn't. It was the recent level 4 warning against cruising from the CDC. But I don't want you to despair. And Charlie's going to spend a moment just sharing the thoughts of CLIA and things that you could do to help overcome some of the concerns that your clients may have. So over to you, Charlie Sylvia.
Thank you so much for having me, Vicki. It's a real pleasure to be here, and thank you to everyone on the call. And Vicki, I love what you said about the one gift that we didn't want to get this holiday season. And the good news is we have the receipt, and we are going to return this gift. But in all seriousness, this is something, ladies and gentlemen, that obviously was perplexing to CLIA when we saw the elevation from level 3 to level 4. But I am here to tell you today that we are not going backwards, folks. We've done a lot of work. We've come together as an industry, and we've got this figured out, right? So what we need from you and what we need you to do with your clients, because I know that they're calling with concerns, but what we need from you is confidence and empathy, and for you to speak with your clients in an informed way. And the best way to do that is to have handy references at arm's length. We're asking you to make sure that you're keeping all of the great information that CLIA is providing you about how truly safe cruising is and how effective our enhanced public safety, our enhanced public health and safety protocols are, and that they work. And so we've sent out a plethora of information. My holiday break ended abruptly and early, as you can imagine, when the CDC came out with that elevation. And we got together with our global cruise line members and our travel trade members, and we sent out a plethora of information for you, factoids, statistics, real quick pieces of information that you can use in talking with your clients. But the first thing I want to ask you, because I myself am a 28-year travel advisor, please, when they call and they state that they're looking to cancel, please, first and foremost, ask them to not cancel. Ask them to not cancel and explain why. I really would encourage you not to cancel, ladies, Mr. Smith. And here's why. And then go to 2 or 3 really quick statistics. You know, the fact that more than 2 million people have sailed on our ships safely since the resumption has begun. There's so much great information, and it's at your fingertips. We shared it with not only all of the hosts and the franchises and the large agencies out there, but we've put it out there to all of our CLIA travel trade members so that you are empowered with this information and you can speak, again, confidently, with empathy, and in an informed way.
Okay. Charlie, thank you so much. That was good information. And travel partners, I am going to talk a little bit about our January promotions that are going on. And the reason why is because people are still booking cruises. Now, the people that are booking cruises are obviously the vaccinated, because you have to be vaccinated. People who have been boosted are feeling confident to take vacations. And people who are our loyal Crown and Anchor guests, people who know us, and they're saying, you know what, I'm going to be safe on Royal Caribbean. I'm going to, have to wear a mask from time to time on the ship, on the indoor activities. But you know what, I don't want to stop living life. And I think all of us would agree that we have not been living life over the last couple of years. And people are kind of like fatigued with COVID. And they're saying, I'm going to be careful. I'm going to live life. And all of us are back in our office now. And we know that Omicron is out there, but we're all being tested and we're all coming back to a safe and healthy environment. So there is a wave season. It's not quite the tidal wave we wanted, but there are waves hitting us right now, and we are seeing some bookings. So I want you to know that in January, and there's only a couple weeks left, we are going bold. So these are some of the savings. Starts with everybody gets 30% off every guest, first and second in a room, plus up to $150 off sailings beginning February 4th, 2022. In addition, Crown and Anchor Society members receive an additional bonus of up to a $50 onboard credit. Now, remember what I just said. The people who cruised before and are loyal Crown and Anchor are easy people to get back on cruises. They're the ones who are really booking. If you have a guest who's redeeming a future cruise credit, now you all know we have a lot of future cruise credits out there, they will also get an additional $100 onboard credit. So that's a really great deal. Now, we're offering free upgrades on the Navigator of the Seas out of Los Angeles. Travel partners, I need your support in my hometown, LA. So please, Navigator of the Seas, 3 and 4 day cruises, some 5-day cruises to Cabo San Lucas, and some 7 to Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, and Cabo San Lucas. We're also offering free upgrades on Oasis and Anthem of the Seas sailing from the Northeast. We also have exclusive air rates for our Alaska program and for Europe, and that you can find through Flight Finder. And remember, this is the year to go to Alaska. We have 4 beautiful ships sailing in Alaska this summer. And then plus, something that all of you have said really has made a difference for your clients is our Cruise with Confidence program, where your clients can cancel up until 48 hours before sailing and get a future cruise credit. Plus, they get the best price guarantee. So let's not forget about you. We never forget about you, our valued travel partners, that you can also receive an additional bonus commission, and that is $50 USD per booking. And you see it on the slide, the sailing window, and it's for 5-night or shorter cruises. And all you have to do when you're making these bookings is put in the word bonus, and we will send you that $50 bonus commission. Okay. So going back to December, we attended, it was our last event of the year, and we attended the Reader's Choice Travel Weekly Awards in New York. It was a wonderful event, and we want to thank all of you, because I know without your support and belief in Royal Caribbean, we could never have won all of these awards. In fact, we won more awards that evening than any other travel company. We won Best Cruise Line in the Caribbean, Royal Caribbean, 19 years running. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We also had Best Cruise Line overall, again, 19 years running. Best Sales and Service, 14 years running. I want to thank Joanne Schimmelman, our VP of Sales, and all of our team out there in the field, as well as our internal team, and Rita and Carlos with the call centers. Best Private Island, and that's Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Best Individual Cruise Ship, Symphony of the Seas, and I actually think the entertainment that Nick is going to be showing today is from Symphony of the Seas.
It is.
And then Nick, you won Best Entertainment.
Yes, 5 times in a row. And I've been working at Royal 5 years. How about that?
All right. And then Dean Renee, I want to congratulate you and your amazing training team for Best Travel Agent Educational Program. This was your first time being nominated, and you won. So congratulations. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Dean Renee.
Thank you, Vicki. And before we get to that, I'll share a little bit more about that wonderful award. Let's talk about what's happening. And we recently announced our 2023 Europe season. The summer lineup is going to be, it's out there, it's ready for all of you. But we've got these 9 award-winning ships. And they're going to go to 25 different countries, from the Amalfi Coast, the Holy Land, Croatia, to the Adriatic Islands. I mean, you name it, we got it, right? So let me just give you a very brief sneak peek. All of our deployment flyers are already out on loyaltyyoualways.com, and it's all there for you. But gosh, what a lineup with 9 ships. You know, headlining in Europe is going to be the Odyssey of the Seas, sailing from Rome. What an amazing ship. And then, of course, the renowned Symphony of the Seas heads to the Western Med from Barcelona and Rome. Explorer is going to be new out of Venice. Well, we know it's Ravenna, right? And then Serenade will also call the warm shores of Barcelona home. Then we've got the Brilliance. And she's going to offer our guests a choice of 4 epic European cities to start sailing from, either Rome, Venice, Athens, or Barcelona. Next in the lineup, we've got Rhapsody of the Seas, and she'll be there for the first time sailing from Limassol and Haifa, Israel, in one season. Wow, that's amazing. Then, certainly the Anthem will call Southampton, England, her home once again, with some beautiful itineraries. The Voyager will return to the Northern Europe area, sailing from Copenhagen and Stockholm. And then, to round it all out, Jewel. She'll cruise round trip from Amsterdam, going to the Arctic Circle, the British Isles, Iceland, and Ireland. So the options are endless, travel partners, and there is a perfect European vacation for you. So what else is happening? Let's turn it back over to Royal Caribbean University, my favorite topic. Now, if you haven't checked it out yet, we've put the new final exam, 2021, out there. It's launched. It's the perfect kind of wrap-up, 15 questions, and it's a really good refresher on the key areas that we launched in the university. For instance, Barbados and LA, the Ultimate World Cruise, Perfect Day, The Wonder, the Odyssey. All of those courses are out there, and this final exam kind of puts it all in a nice little box and a bow for you. Now, once you redeem and you take the course, remember you have to take the final exam in order to get your rewards for 2022, the $50 OBC and the complimentary VOOM. So you want to make sure you take that final exam once you've reached the master's degree. All right. So let me just take a moment, and I want to express my own sincere gratitude and thanks for voting for Royal Caribbean University. Like Vicki said, it was the first time nominated, the first time we've ever won. We're almost 5 years into this university, and I can't thank you enough. It was a memorable moment. I'm telling you, it was an emotional moment. So thank you so much for that. But I want to say one last thing, Vicki. A special thank you to 2 ladies. Now, these 2 are on the training team. I call them the RCU professors, Jackie and Mari, and they really are the heartbeat of RCU. Every day, making sure that our university is accurate for our travel partners. Because if it's not up to date, then it's not good. We want to make sure we've got the best courses out there for you. So many of you have talked to Jackie, gotten emails from Jackie and Mari, and so I just want to thank them. They've been instrumental in receiving this prestigious award as well. So, Vicki, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Dean Renee, and thank you, your team, all your professors. We appreciate everything you do. All right. So now for the big show. I'm excited to welcome for the very first time to my coffee talk, Jason Liberty, Royal Caribbean Group's newest president and CEO, overseeing Royal Caribbean International, Celebrity Cruises, and Silversea Cruises, as well as TUI and Happi Lloyd. Since joining Royal Caribbean in 2005, Jason has had many roles, most recently as the Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. I know many of you are eager to hear from him, so we couldn't pass up the opportunity to welcome him here today. and I'm incredibly humbled and honored to introduce you all to Jason. Now, there are two sides to everyone. So today we're going to talk a little bit about his personal side, and we're going to talk a little bit about his professional side. So, Jason, welcome to the show, and I'm going to put up these pictures of your lovely family, and maybe you want to say hello to our travel partners and share about your family.
Absolutely. Well, first, I'm very excited to be here. I have been trying to get on this show now for about 2 years. So finally, I get a chance to talk to everybody, and I appreciate it. And, you know, I took about 400 pictures, and they keep showing this one picture of me. It's everywhere. But anyway, I'm really excited to be here, and I really look forward to talking and answering any questions anybody might have.
So, Jason, is it true you have 2 sets of twins?
I do. I actually share this in common with Carlos Leyva, who also works here, and probably many of you know. But I do have 2 sets of twins that are 16 years old and 11 years old. And if you're looking at the screen in the bottom right, you'll see my 2 older twins that were sitting on my lap when I first joined Royal Caribbean. And then I had them sit on my lap again here last week. And so you can see how quickly they all grow. But they are, between them and my wife, who I just celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary, that is my main focus in life is to be there for them.
Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you. All right, so a lot of our travel partners have heard your name, but they don't really know your career path and how you got to Royal Caribbean back in 2005. So can you just share a little bit about your career, your journey here, and obviously you're the top dog seat now?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I think a few things to know about me. I'm originally from the Philadelphia area. I also lived outside of Chicago for about 4 years. And I grew up actually in the furniture business. My father had a furniture business, and so you would see me, if I wasn't playing sports, I was required to be selling and delivering furniture all the way through college until I was 22. And I chose, or I would say the accounting path was chosen for me, because my parents basically told me I could be a doctor, lawyer, and accountant. I knew I didn't want to work in the furniture business, because I took all my youth doing that. And I chose the accounting path, and I joined KPMG. I was an auditor for about a year, and I realized that I couldn't take it anymore. So I moved into the consulting side, and a lot of my consulting experience was around helping companies on the consumer side with their commercial strategies. And then one day, one of my clients, which was here at Royal Caribbean, asked me if I would be willing to join the company. And I did that in 2005, and I always, every time I go to Richard's house, I joke, I go to the couch where he hired me. And of course, in 2005, from where I am today, I've had, many jobs, been responsible for many different things. I think that sometimes titles are somewhat, they try to represent exactly what you do to the best of your ability, but in reality, as most people here know inside the company, finance has been really a sliver of what I've been responsible for. I've been responsible for finance all the way to supply chain, been responsible for Silver Sea and TUI Cruises and Hopon Lloyd and many other operational areas of the company. And all that, I think, helped prepare me for this job. And I'm very excited about it. And it's quite an honor to have been chosen to help lead this company.
So, of all the different jobs you've had in this company, what has been your favorite?
It's a great question. I would probably say that my favorite job during the journey was being the head of strategy for the company. And this was a time in which we had huge growth plans, and we had to globalize our business, and kind of being involved in setting those commercial strategies to globalize our business was, to me, a lot of fun. And then watching it all come to be to where, allowing our brands to grow to the levels that they are today And that, that really required a lot of focus on how are we going to help build quality demand, in different parts of the world.
I joined this company, can you believe, 14 years this week, 14 years ago. And I'll never forget when I first got into this company, I needed help on getting funding for Espresso, for our travel, and for Cruising Power, for our travel advisors tools. And they said, well, you should talk to Jason. So if you I don't even know if you remember. So Dondra and I invited you over to my office. We bought you lunch.
Yep.
We had you at the conference room table, and we said, can you help us? Something we're not doing is we're not articulating it correctly to the higher ups. We need help to make sure we can get the funding to help our travel partners do work better through automation. And I remember something you said to me then, and I don't even know if you'll remember. You said, I come from the consulting world, and I have to tell you, the one thing I've appreciated is that without sales, nothing else happens. And you really, at that point, I knew you got the role of sales, and that, you appreciate what we do as a sales organization and what our travel partners do.
Yeah, I think one, it's very, very true. Not only did I have a lot of experience in life on the selling of the furniture side and appreciating how hard and difficult that is to do, but when you work for a accounting firm or consulting company, you are selling, constantly selling different projects and experiences that you're looking to provide for your clients. And so we should never wake up any day and not remember that our job is to deliver the best vacations in the world. And we can't do that if we don't have wonderful customers to be able to deliver that to. And that just does not just naturally happen, and very much so, and very much our channel of choice here is for that to be happening to our travel partners.
Great. Okay, so moving on, new leaders are always asked this question: what are your personal and professional goals for your first 100 days in your new role? Now, how many days have you been in this new role?
I'm on, I think, day 8.
Day 8, okay. So what have you accomplished in 8 days, and what are you going to accomplish in the next 92 days?
Yeah. Well, I think anybody who's new into a role, and I've done this many times when I've had new roles, is most of my time is going to be around learning and listening from others. We have many, many different stakeholders and partners across our enterprise, outside of our enterprise, and I find that we kind of form, or I would say more evolve our strategy going forward. That needs to be by being informed, and I think spending time with our travel partners, I'm spending time with our customers, and spending time with our employees. And I'm spending time with many of our partners external to the company to make sure that I have a kind of firm understanding of what everybody is looking for and needing. At the same time, our return to service is a major priority for us. We have about 80% of our fleet up and running. Making sure that we continue to execute on that successfully is certainly a priority. And of course, we have exceptional leaders with Michael and Lisa, and also on super side with Roberto. There's so much great leadership here, but we need to make sure that as we kind of come out of this, that we're accelerating. And we're, fortunately, we have the best brands, we have the best ships, we have the best people, which position us very well to be able to do that.
Thank you. Okay, so many people on the call have certainly felt the effects of Omicron on their business. And, it's important for our travel partners from the top to hear a little bit of insight from you on when you believe our industry will rebound again. Now, I don't know if you're using a crystal ball. I use a crazy 8 ball nowadays, but what is your view on when we're going to rebound?
Well, I might need to get you a crazy 8 ball, because I think that's sort of what the interesting what the answers are. So I think that there's tremendous momentum here in the business. There's no doubt. All survey information we do, when we look at our booking activities, when we're talking to our guests, it's really, really clear that there's really strong demand for cruise. And I think people are just looking for consistency. And of course, as we comment, some of the advisories from the CDC don't help, but we are in a state where the variant is at a higher level, and I think we all appreciate that. But when you look at all the indicators, especially here in the medium and long term, there's no doubt that people want to travel. People want to accumulate incredible experiences and make experiences and memories with their families and friends. And there is no better platform than cruise to be able to do that. I think that's why we're really well positioned. And I do think here as we get into Q2 and beyond, we're going to see a much more normal state of things based off of where the experts believe the disease will be as it relates to COVID and us getting our fleet back up and running.
Great. Okay. So how can we instill a sense of comfort with our guests to cruise again? And I guess that's sort of a two-part, how we do that with our guests and how we help the travel partner instill that confidence.
Yeah. Well, I think I think the key word here is partners, right? We are all partners in all of this. We've all gone through a lot. Fortunately, we have the best travel partners. We have an incredible experience that we need to be able to make sure we can consistently perform. And we need to make sure that we're communicating these great experiences. I think through advocacy of our customers, advocacy of our travel partners, advocacy of the press and trade and other forums, that really helps get the message out and how wonderful the cruise experience is. We, of course, we need to make sure that we're executing on it.
Okay. All right. So let's go back to the numbers. We know you're a numbers guy. And now I do need to tell you that sometimes the press hops on these calls, so
Sure.
be careful with the answer. How is our current forecast looking, and what can our travel partners do to help us during these challenging times?
Yeah, well, I'll obviously I'll be very sensitive to what has been publicly disclosed and what hasn't been publicly disclosed. So first, I mean, we have not provided a formal forecast externally to date. But as it relates to our expectations, when we look at kind of Q2 and beyond, it's very much in line with what we expected. In Q1, because of some of these canceled sailings, there will be some impact that's associated with that. That's hurting all of us. And I think we need to continue to support our ecosystem that really helps us generate quality demand, and that helps to put on these exceptional vacations. But I think we all need to think of be responsible and accountable to keep employing those messages out there so that we just continue to get the flywheel spinning.
And you see that we're still advertising and we're still out there marketing to make sure that the consumers that are ready to take cruises are definitely going to sign up.
That's right. Well, we're marketing. I mean, we're investing. We have and we continue to do a lot here to invest in the commercial engine. And I think it's very important to note that even through this entire journey, we have not and we will not compromise our guest experience. We continue to invest in it, and we think that's vital to make sure that we have a very strong long-term business. So I think we need to remember this is an exceptional business that does very, very well financially. So it's whether it's great for cruise, great for our travel partners, et cetera. These are good businesses that have just had to deal with a black swan event.
Okay, I have a couple more questions, and then we're going to open it up to the chat box. My next question is, we talk a lot about the silver lining of this past 2 years, and what have you learned, or what has been your silver lining coming out of this?
Sure. Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that I learned, which was before I came back to the office, was that my kids were not that cute. I used to always think my kids were so cute. I'd come home, they hug and kiss me. It's wonderful. When you have to spend all day with them, I realized that they're not as cute as they were. But I do think one of the things you learn both with your family as well as you learn with work, and you really learn to appreciate what you have. You appreciate your friends, you appreciate your partners, you appreciate everybody who works with you, your colleagues. And I think that has really brought a huge sense of connectivity and a high level of collaboration amongst everybody kind of in our ecosystem. And I think that's a very big and important silver lining here, because it really shows that we can accomplish anything together. I mean, this was a meteor that hit our industry, and we have survived that hit. And I think that comes through the innovation, continuous improvement, and solution-oriented mentality that we have, our travel partners have, and other partners within our overall stakeholder.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now the final question, and this one is the most important one.
Okay.
Okay, so there are travel partners on this call that really want to know, how are you going? They all knew Richard Bain and his love for the travel partner, and they want to know what's your perspective on the travel advisor, and is it, where do you see them in the short term, the long term? What value do you see them bringing? You're a financial guy, and some people might say, well, you're a bean counter, and I hate to say it, but maybe you want to move away from the trade. But what is your view on the travel partners?
Yeah. Well, I won't get into the bean counter, and I still to this day have people who ask me tax questions and think that I know how to do their tax forms. Which, by the way, I do not, in case anybody here was wondering. Look, I think that any good business-minded person needs to appreciate what it is that they do and how they do it. And so first off, when people are making decisions on their travel experience, it's a very personalized moment, and so it's really important that they have a relationship and a partner with somebody who can walk them through and help them select what is the best experience for their family or for themselves. And that is one huge value point that the travel partner community provides. The second thing is you have to appreciate this is a complex product. This isn't just buy an airline ticket. This is a complex product that requires education. And our trade partners do just such an exceptional job in helping bring customers through that journey. The other thing I'll just add is that there are a lot of travel experiences. And of course, we want consumers to select our travel experience, which is cruising, but we also appreciate that during the life cycle of a customer, there's different things that they want to be able to offer. And so I think the other thing that our travel partners do is they help, again, through education and awareness, bring forth why cruising is such an exceptional experience, whether it's for you, whether it's for your family, your friends, etc. And I think there's so many reasons why we really appreciate the travel partner. And so I would not in any way want you to ever think or conclude that I'm sitting here thinking in my head that the travel partner is not our primary channel or channel of choice, because it is. And I know sometimes there are things that come along with, hey, he was a finance guy, he's a CFO guy, but you really should understand and appreciate, and I think everybody here internally does, and I think Richard very much did, which is why he hand-selected me. That's actually the opposite of how I am, and it's also why, many people don't know, but if you think about RCL Cares as an example, right, that's just not something that ignited inside of Richard's head, right? There are people right alongside of him, like myself, that were finding, how should we construct a program, what will add value to the travel partners in these very difficult times, and even through things that we're communicating to all of you and Richard's videos and so forth. That wasn't just a one person or one man show, and I was very much around and behind a lot of that, and it's just, I think, just a small example of how much I appreciate the trade.
Yeah, I remember you being in all those RCL Cares meetings for the trade, and when we had to do the loan program, you really were instrumental in helping us find the right bankers to help us with that. And even that instant booking bonus program that we gave our travel partners from September, October, November, where they got paid an instant booking bonus upfront before the people sailed. We explained it to you that they don't get their money until final payment, and this is when they need their money, and you said, let's do it. And so we thank you. We appreciate it. Okay, so Dean Renee, it's time to open up the questions for our travel partners and see what's on their mind. And today we have on our lifelines we have Carlos Leyva, the head of reservations, trade support. We have Rita. You all know that she manages our call center in Oregon. We have the one and only Lolly. And we have, of course, Charlie Sylvia on the line and Jason. And the only person we're really missing, we're missing two people today. Juan Silva, who's out and wasn't able to make it. And then Brittany Briggs. Many of you know Brittany Briggs. She got married over the weekend to George Daphno, so she is taking a well-deserved break from Coffee Chats and on her honeymoon. And then Jordan, one of our lifelines, she's a behind-the-scenes kind of lifeline. She's getting married this Sunday, and she is taking a cruise for her honeymoon. So over to you, Dean Renee, on the questions.
All righty. Well, first of all, it kind of struck me funny, but someone asked, to Mr. Liberty, to Jason, is the Liberty of the Seas your favorite ship? So you don't have to answer that, but I thought that was cute. Okay, so Jason, here's a question for you. Mr. Fain was the voice of reason and the lead spokesperson during the COVID situation. He kept us updated and informed through these talks and his offerings through Facebook and et cetera. So Jason, are you going to continue these talks and updates to keep us strong and looking forward? And that's from Stephen at Go Travel.
Sure. Well, first, Stephen, thank you, Stephen, for the question. It is my intent to continue to communicate with the trade in terms of what's going on. We're actually evaluating what's best channel for that, whether that's written or whether that's going to be through videos. I'm still working on the perm for my hair so that I can try to get that that kind of hairstyle that Richard evolved to here during the pandemic. But it is my plan to continue to effectively communicate to the trade. And I know he did an exceptional job in doing that and bringing really a lot of comfort to that we have this under control, and we do have this under control, and which is why we're seeing all the production of all these great vacations.
All right, thank you, Jason. All right, I'm going to swing it over to Charlie, and this comes from Kathy at Travel Store. She says, I do share how safe the cruise lines have been the past several months, but the airlines and the airports can't say the same thing, and that's where most concerns are coming from right now. So any ideas on how to approach that aspect?
Well, I think that there's lots of, and thank you for the question, Kathy. I think there's a lot of great information out there about the technology that has been deployed by the airline industry, because, and you can take it from me, I don't know how much you fly, Kathy, but I fly about 140 days out of the year, and safely. And so there's a lot of great information. I know that Doug Parker and the folks at American Airlines have shared a tremendous amount of information about the technology and the cleaning apparatus that they use to ensure that the passengers that they carry are extremely safe. And also in terms of the hotels, it's quite the same. I've seen a lot of marketing out there about the protocols that hotels have implemented. So, and this brings up a great point, because I want to make certain that everyone on the call understands, when they see clear information about how truly safe cruising is, and we're comparing it to land, we're not knocking airlines or hotels. We're not by any means doing that. We are comparing it to one's normal life on land, when you're in the supermarket, when you're in the discount store or whatever. So I want to make that abundantly clear. When we compare cruise ship safety and our public health and safety protocols to land, we are not knocking hotels and airlines. I want to make that crystal clear.
All right. Thank you for making that clear to us. And this one is for Lolly. Now, this comes from Sandy at Fairway Travels. And Lolly, she says, Happy New Year. Where can we order our COVID test prior to sailing? And I think this is a big question that we just need to reiterate to our travel partners on the line today.
Thanks so much, Dean Renee, and travel partners. I missed you. I really missed Coffee Talks. But this is an easy one. You can just go royalcaribbean.com/home test kit, and it takes you right to the FAQ about this particular way of getting your testing done. Remember, this is antigen, so it doesn't work for our unvaccinated under 12 years old or 11 and under. So it's antigen testing. You just go royalcaribbean.com/home test kit, and it'll link you there right to a med vendor where your folks can order their test kits.
All right. Thank you, Lolly. We are getting a lot of comments, Jason and Vicki, just really compliments that are coming in, but one that's standing out here is thank you for taking the time to share your heart with us, Jason. You have an impressive resume, but it's clear why Richard wanted you to succeed him. We're excited you're at the helm. And that's from Jim at Cruising with Drennan's.
That's very nice. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'm going to take a question here, and this is for me. I'm already a master graduate for Royal Caribbean University. Do I have to take the 2021 final exam? And the answer is yes. In order to reinstate your rewards for this year, you have to be a master, take all the continuing education courses, and also the year-end final exam. And then your accreditation will never change, but to reinstate your rewards. So, good question there. All right, another question for Vicki. Vicki, are we ever going to consider having overnights at Coco Cay? And that is from Meletta at Cruise Brothers.
Well, thank you for that question. And, we have tested it from time to time. And, a lot of our guests, what they would prefer is really a 2-day visit to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So where we go maybe on a Tuesday and then we go back on a Thursday versus just overnighting because they like to get back on the ship to have dinner and to see our fantastic entertainment and to enjoy all the things that there are on board. So they don't seem right now wanting to stay off the ship, although we've done fireworks and things like that. I think they'd just rather have a 2-day visit versus just an overnight. Now, I'm sure you're saying, but if they had an overnight, they could be a 2-day, but we kind of like to space it out a bit so that other ships can come in the next day and enjoy Perfect Day at Coco Cay.
Okay, fantastic. Here's another question, and I'll send this to Rita. Rita, is there a date yet for individual segments of the World Cruise, and when will that go on sale?
Hi, Renee. Yes, actually, we are looking at selling those very soon. We're targeting February for those to open up. So stay tuned, everyone. More information to come very soon.
All right, fantastic. Okay, Vicki, here's a question, and it's a very good one. This is from Alan Bender at Cruise Planners. Are the crew on our ships boosted, or do they have their booster?
Yes, so that's a good question, Alan. Thank you for asking that. All of our crew is vaccinated, and we have a lot of them that are already boosted. The ones that are not boosted are not yet eligible for that booster shot, so they haven't reached that 5 or 6 month period. But we are continuing to offer this to all of our crew members, and I have to tell you, travel partners, our crew members are so grateful that Royal Caribbean was able to secure vaccines for them and now giving them the boosters. So the crew is extremely happy that we're giving them this opportunity. And for us, it's the safest environment operating on board when all of our crew are vaccinated and boosted, as many of them that can be. And so we're, it's all working out beautifully with our crew, and they're so grateful to come back. I see so many comments in the chat about people calling in from the Anthem and different sailings right now, Freedom, and saying how amazing the cruise experience is, and the crew is so friendly. So we're glad to know so many of you are sailing. I know there's a lot of questions in the chat about the ASTA cruise, and we are going to be extending. We're extending, of course, anybody who was booked in January. If you have a situation that's come up for February, we are going to let you book your ASTA cruise all the way through the end of May of this year. So we want to be flexible. So just write to us. I think it was Comp Cruises. What was the email address?
Yes, it's compcruises@rccl.com. All right, great. That's great news for those that are sailing with us in January. All right, and let's see. Here's a question, Vicki. You know, someone is asking about the gift giveaway in December and the Starbucks gift cards. So can you address that?
Yes, we will have them out to everybody. It was a lot of people. It was 5,700 people on our coffee chat, and we were having some issues with these electronic gift cards, but I know my team is working on it, and I promise you, by the next coffee chat, hopefully they will be in your hands and you'll be drinking great coffee for the next coffee chat.
That's right. And, you know, I just want to say that's the last question, and I'll give it back to you. But, Jason, thank you. We've gotten so many comments, and we'll send all that to you later. All right, Vicki, back to you.
Okay, so it's time for our Coffee Talk giveaway before we turn it over to Nick Weir. So today we are giving out 5 $100 gift cards. And I don't know if they're Amex or what gift cards, but there's 5 people are going to win $100 gift cards. And so, Renee, who are the winners?
All right. First of all, we've got Valerie Peters from Multi-Travel Connections, Linda Gaddy from Travel Planners, Karen Shelton from My Path and Winding Travel, Mindy Carr from Player's Choice, and our final 5th winner today is Alex Martin from Ships and Trips Travel. Back to you, Vicki.
Thank you. All right, travel partners, thank you for joining us on Coffee Chat number 1 of 2022 and number 81 in total. And you know I'm always here to support you. I am here to serve you. And if you need me in any way, just send me an email to VickiLovesTravelAgents@rccl.com. If you want me to call you, I'm happy to call you, but you do have to give me your phone number because I am not a mind reader. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Nick Weir, no stranger to Coffee Talk. Don't steal my show, Nick. So over to you.
First of all, can I just say, did you notice how well behaved I was today? I mean, I kept out of the way. I didn't make any comments. It's been hard. Anyway, I just want to say, Jason, congratulations on this office. Totally suits you. The beautiful.
Also, the reason why Nick is behaving is I tend to be a little bit of a smartass, just so you all know.
Yeah, good. Very good.
So Nick was on his best behavior, so I didn't start to jump in.
Yes, we're sharpening our blades. Okay, so first of all, it's great to be here, and I will just say, you know, I'm joked about it at the beginning, but such an honor to be at the Conrad in December and win for the 5th year best entertainment in the industry, and I'm going to do everything I can over the next 12 months to win it again. You know how passionate I am about it, and I'm a big believer that entertainment's a core. This is a mouth. It's a core part of the product. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, there are 2 pieces of video I want to present. I mean, I wanted to, you know, rise to the occasion of being given this award. So they're both from the show Flight Dare to Dream, which is our tribute to the aerospace industry and everything that's ever happened up in the sky. The first piece is the International Space Station. I can remember my meeting with Michael Bailey when I said, I'd like to do a musical, and one of the stars of the musical will be the ISS. I will say that when we came up with this show, Vicki, Elon and all the billionaires were not, you know, as famous for going into space as they are. So we were ahead of the curve. And then the second piece is our heartfelt rendition of the Wright brothers' first flight at Kitty Hawk in 1903. That music that we use is Dare to Dream. So I'll close on this. Royal Caribbean has always dared to dream, and we will continue to do so. Let's get this enormous hiccup out of the way and get back to doing what we do, which is dreaming and creating the best vacations in the world. So, if I may say to Renee, roll the video. Enjoy.
got that hot